Someone once said, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the lakes and rivers you're used to. I don't know. I don't think they never saw how pretty a waterfall can be. Hi everybody, it's Ronnie. Today we're going to be just talking about codependency. And why I'm going to be talking about codependency, if some of you don't know, I am an adult child of an alcoholic. I found Alateen or Al-Anon at the age of 11, which would put me about 43 years in the program and trying to take care of myself. What people don't realize about codependency is, what is it? Basically, codependency is where you really don't think of yourself first, and you're not taking care of yourself, and you're literally taking care of a different individual than yourself. When you do that and you're not taking care of yourself, you're really neglecting yourself, your well-being. You're doing everything for that person. So the goal is to actually start taking care of yourself. And what are some signs of codependency? Basically, like I said, living for a different person, not yourself, not doing what you need to do and to be whole as a human being. For an example, we'll just use alcoholism because I'm kind of familiar with that. Basically, if we use alcoholism how some people use religion, the codependent literally puts the priority of the alcoholic and makes them their god. So they basically are controlling their life and how they respond to situations. They tend to overreact. I like to say they act, not react, in a sane manner. Where the alcoholic is addicted to alcohol, and that becomes their god, that controls their life. When you have this situation in a family situation, which was the case of myself, I grew up with an alcoholic. It basically, my life was chaotic. We'll just leave it at that. I really, in a sense, feel sorry for my mother. She doesn't, it's really hard to ask her what she wants. I remember a time going out for pizza and asked her what she wanted to drink and what she wanted on her pizza. And she goes, whatever you want. And I looked at her. I go, well, Mom, I'm going to have a Coke. My friend over there is probably going to have a beer. And we're definitely not going to have what you like on your pizza. Mom, what would you like? And she looked at me like, wow, I get to choose? And she chose, obviously, I could even name it a white soda and sausage and mushrooms. For the other half of the pizza, we had a deluxe. That's just some example of what kind of codependency is. It's not making choices on your own life. It took me, well, I was in Alateen as a teenager, so I got to start taking risks, making choices for myself. And my dad did find sobriety at the age of 15 for me. And we did do family counseling at that time. It's, like I said, it can be an experience, recovering, actually even waking up from knowing that you're a codependent. And the funny thing is, religion is a form of codependency because you are literally trying to say, hey, God, take control of my life, you make your decision. It's kind of like driving a car and taking your hands off the steering wheel and saying, hey God, you're in control now, drive my car. That is not how it works. You're going to most likely end up dead or in a car accident. You have to literally be the one driving your life, making choices and choosing what you want to be. It's kind of like what I talked about a few videos ago. It's kind of like those books, choosing your own adventure. You maybe can just sit there and just do nothing, or you can make some beautiful choices in your life. and go further. Is that wreath on your door when you're having a panic attack, having a focus point to calm down and think, how important is this? Is it that important that I'm going to stress my whole life about? Or what actions can I take to improve my life? Making phone calls. I know someone that lost their job a few weeks ago, and it's like, and they told me what they did for a living, and I quick looked up what companies have this, and I gave them the list. They actually went forth and applied for a job that I suggested. They actually increased their wages, and instead of just being an operator of a machine, tool and die maker. So some of these things that we think that are going to be the end of our world, yeah, it is going to be the end of your world, the life that you knew. It could be a better life in the future if you are willing to put the work into doing something about it and taking control of your life. But basically, like I said, codependency. There's so many books on codependency. One of my favorites, Codependency No More. It's a daily reader book on focusing on how to get yourself better and get out of the thinking that I have to take care of this person. The person's an adult. Let them take care of themselves and let yourself focus on you. That's even the first step of anything. Is once you decide to put the focus on yourself and not people, places, and things, because the only thing you can actually control is yourself. You control your coworker. You cannot control anything. I cannot control this river. It's going to flow the way it's going to flow, and there's nothing I can say. And it's a liquid. It bends, it shapes to the will of the rock in the landscape. Well, this is a mini waterfall, but I showed you a few of the bigger waterfall that's part of this river system on some shorts. But I hope you got something out of this. We probably will talk more on this. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment. And I hope you take care. I hope remember to share. And thank you for watching. Thank you and goodbye.